Hey guys, this is a video showing you how to edit maps in Curriculum Trak. And this applies both to if you have a Bob Jones curriculum map or if you are building it from scratch. It all works the same way. And I'm just going to show you the steps on how to do that. And there are a couple of different ways to do it, but I'm actually going to focus on one way in particular that I just find a little bit easier than the other way. So as you can see, I am starting from my homepage on my Curriculum Trak portal. I've got my courses listed down here at the bottom that I've assigned myself. You should have your courses also listed down here at the bottom that I've assigned you. Now you can access your courses by clicking on these links. I personally think that way is a little bit more difficult, so I am not going to access them that way. I am going to go up here to the top under maps and go from that direction. So if you are doing this from a Bob Jones map, and I'm gonna show you that first. I'm gonna use this Bob Jones 8th grade science map. As you know, there's already going to be a lot of information already on the preloaded map. And so you do what you want with all of that information. I'm sure a lot of it you use already, so you can leave some of that stuff in. You can take some of it away. You can add to it. It is there to help you. But just know that you are going to edit it the same way as you would if you're building a map from scratch. So all of that information will already be in there for you, but you will edit it the same way as if you were using a blank map. But I am going to show you from a blank map how to edit. Just know that it's the same buttons that you're clicking. So I'm going to go down here to a test course map that I've created, and I've already put in the time frames and units. So I do have another video showing you how to put time frames and units in, so go check that one out if you do not have your map built at all yet. But here I've already built the shell of the map that you can at least start editing. So if you want to edit a map, if you want to start putting in the information under each category, you do that by clicking on this little pencil button under your unit that you're trying to edit. So I'm going to edit Unit 1. And this is just a test course that I've built. And so when I click that pencil button, it's going to bring up these word processing boxes that I can type in. And so each box is for each category. So I have an objectives box, I have an activities box, resources, biblical integration. And so for each one, I can just type whatever I need to. For that unit, and I click save. And notice it puts each thing I typed under each category. So as I complete a unit, I add that information into my curriculum map for each of those categories. And now you can always go back and edit that, add to it, take away from it, whatever you see fit. And it's the same thing for your Bob Jones maps. If you want to take something away, it's the same thing. You click the pencil button and you can delete, just like on a word processor. I delete, I save, and it takes it away. Now notice the only category that is missing is your benchmarks category. For benchmarks, it is a little bit different. You do have to actually attach benchmarks. You cannot type them in. You do have to attach them. And so when you do that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select whatever program you're in. So I'm just going to use math as an example. And now all of you should have access to whatever grade you teach. Now, right now, when I click on math, it gives me kindergarten through 12th grade. So it's a lot to sift through. What you can do, though, is you can scroll through the strands and narrow it down a little bit there. So if I know that I'm teaching 7th grade, I could click on that and it's going to narrow it down a little bit for me. And so once I find the benchmark that most closely is associated with whatever I'm teaching, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the bubble that is most closely associated with what I'm wanting to include. So if I'm assessing what they're doing, I would click assessed. If I'm just instructing this particular benchmark, then I'm going to pick the I for instructed. If I'm not covering it, I leave an N and it won't include it in my map. Now, typically, you're probably going to assess what you're teaching, typically. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the A for assessed. I'm going to save. And there it's going to include that benchmark in my map. So now you can see I have edited Unit 1 under this curriculum map category. And you can do that for each one of these. And that is how you edit your map. And you can also attach resources to your map. So as you can see, there is a little attachment icon here. So if I click that, I can add attachment and you can access that later. And that is how you edit your curriculum map.